Good evening. I'm Cheryl Carter, Co-Executive Director with Democracy North Carolina, and I'm joined by my partner and co-ED, Adrienne Kelly. It is currently 7 p.m. and the polls are still open for 30 more minutes. There are some areas where they're open longer, so please refer to our social media. If you're in Robeson County, if you're in some of the other counties, please refer to that. You do have additional time, but it's only certain precincts in that area. But if you are in line everywhere else in the state of North Carolina at 7:30, please stay in line because you can vote. Because we know that everything here in 2022 is so different. And this November midterm election is no exception. It's natural for us all to feel on edge, no matter where we stand, especially given the importance of this election. But one of our most important rights as North Carolinians is the freedom to vote. And election officials have a duty to ensure that every vote is counted. For democracy to work, every voter must have our voices heard and our votes counted. This takes time, so please keep that in mind. Election day does not necessarily equal results day. Rigorous checks and balances are in place that protect the fairness and accuracy of our elections. Election officials are accountable to these standards to ensure everyone's voice is heard in our democracy.
If reporters look at incomplete results on election night and report or predict a winner, late arriving and late counted ballots that are added to the tally could show the other candidate won instead. This can cause doubt, confusion, and sometimes false claims of election fraud that undermine public trust in our elections. Even when local election officials say 100% of precincts reporting, they may still be waiting on thousands of vote by mail and provisional ballots that are uncounted and can swing close races. I also would like to caution you about false claims surrounding election results. We expect bad actors to spread disinformation and cast doubt for their political gain. Our elections, our democracy, and those who work to protect both should be safe from intimidation and violence. It is un-American to allow bad actors who want to upend our democratic institutions to quell the power of the people. And now I would like to pass the mic to Kat Roblez of Forward Justice.
Hello, my name is Ashley Mitchell and I'm an attorney with Forward Justice. We are working alongside the 1-888, our vote hotline, to respond to reports of voter intimidation during this election cycle. We believe that every voter has the right to vote safely and free from intimidation.
Hi everyone, my name is Kat Roblez and I'm a voting rights counsel at Forward Justice. We also wanted to raise up that we have made a request tonight alongside North Carolina State Conference of the NAACP, SESJ, and ACLU for 2 additional sites in Columbus to remain open later. There is a ransom site that the state board has already opened for an extra hour. We have made a request that 2 sites, the Chadbourne and Bolton sites, stay open for at least an additional hour tonight because we have witness statements that these sites opened late today and that the voters have not all returned to cast their ballots.
We want everyone to remember to stay in line because if you are in line, you have the right to cast your ballot. We at Forward Justice will be here to support every voter until every vote is cast. And we will pass it over now to our friend from Southern Coalition of Social Justice.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Katelin Kaiser, and I'm a voting rights attorney at the Southern Coalition for Social Justice. I am one of at least 60 volunteers and attorneys, law students from North Carolina who are volunteering on the hotline tonight to ensure that Anyone who calls that has either an issue about their ballot, wanting to report an issue of voter intimidation, or just wanting to make sure that their vote counts tonight, is calling those hotlines and answering those questions with accurate and correct information. Today, we were open at 6:30 a.m. and we'll be closing the hotline till 9 p.m. tonight. We'll be on standby for any voters who are concerned about being asked to vote for a provisional ballot, or just wanting to make sure, as we've already reiterated, to stay in line if you're in line at 7:30 p.m. to make sure that your vote is counted. Other issues that we've had tonight on the hotline range from voters just wanting to know where their voting place is, because that was changed from early voting. Other issues about provisional ballots, what is a provisional ballot, as well as reports about curbside voting and long lines and signage issues. Again, we'll be here taking calls from all voters across North Carolina and making sure they have accurate information, knowing that their vote will count tonight. Thank you. And I will pass this over to Jane Pinsky from Common Cause, North Carolina.
Good evening. I'm Jane Pinsky with Common Cause, North Carolina. As we stand here, there is approximately 20 minutes until the most polls in North Carolina will close. If you haven't gone to vote, go. Get in line. If you're in line by 7:30, you get to vote. Despite the sounds from many doomsayers across the state, we've had a remarkably good election today. Out of the 2,650 polling places, there were a number of small issues, but in only a few precincts were the issues big enough to keep them open. We want to thank the poll workers who have been there today to ensure that all of us could have the right and the freedom to vote. We think they deserve big thanks, and we look forward to seeing safe, sound, and accurate election results later this week. I'm now going to ask Ms. Carter and Ms. Kelly to return to the podium, and they'll take it from there.
No matter the outcome of this election, we must all accept the results of our free, fair, and secure election. Those who try to sow doubt in the validity or the integrity of our elections, the results, or our votes are frankly wrong. When we take the time to count and verify every ballot, it's a sign that our democracy is working.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who spoke, who shared, who's been with us. We have been up since early this morning, and we're going to stay here as long as it takes to make sure that everybody in line has an opportunity to vote, and we're there to answer any questions that you may have while you're in line. So again, I want to thank you for joining us, and now we want to open the floor for any questions that you may have.